Welcome back to another video, guys. This is your host, Junior Garcia. Don't forget to subscribe, to like, to turn on the post notifications, and leave the comments below. No sea malo. And leave the comments below. Today we're in what is it? Welcome back to another video, guys. This is your host, Junior Garcia. Don't forget to subscribe, to like, to turn on the post notifications, and leave the comments below. Today we're in Livingston, New Jersey, literally a couple of steps from the office. Let's hit the intro, guys. Hey guys, welcome to another remodel. We are in another remodel. Keep watching, keep watching. So if you've been watching my videos, my previous videos, I've always said, you gotta win your community, right? We're actually in Livingston, New Jersey. Most of the times we're working in Bergen County or in Staten Island, right? But we're at hometown. Today, it's a nightmare, right? So for all the people who are watching, this is a nightmare. So if you're the homeowner, right? And you wonder, listen, Junior, will I need to replace all the plywood on my roof? We won't be able to know that until we remove the shingles off your roof. In this case, the client kind of had a signal of what was going on prior from us removing the shingles, because her question was always, do we have to change the plywood? Do we have to change the plywood? And in this time, she didn't allow us to go in through the attic so we can kind of see. When we started to remove the shingles, we found out that the plywood was damaged. And why? It wasn't damaged the way water damage is. It was damaged because of mold. Let me show you in the container a picture of that. If you take a look at this, right? This is from the inside of the house, right? So there's actual molds on it. And that's why she was constantly telling me, Junior, do I have to change the plywood? Do I have to change the plywood? Now we know that she definitely needed to change the plywood, right? Because what does mold do? Mold will tend to travel in your house, and then maybe you'll have to replace all the mold in your home. So that's why we wanted to change all this. You can tell they try to remediate this plywood because of the paint. See the white paint? But in this case, it didn't work. It kept on growing. So in our case, it's always better to remove the plywood because we don't want to be liable for mold in the future at their home. Now that we have it, we'll kill it, remove it, and get it out the way. If you take a look at the drone footage, you'll see that we installed all brand new plywood to the entire roof, and it was nicely laid out. So the price of plywood has gone up from last month to this month, and it's going to continue to go higher next month. So when a homeowner now has to replace plywood, they're like, oh, this is really going to hurt my pockets, right? And we understand that, but this is like the unforeseen thing that happens when you replace a roof. It's also a nightmare for me because some clients don't want to pay, but we, with good conscience, can't replace a brand new roof over plywood that's damaged, has water damage, and has mold, because we may be liable in the future, right? Remember, a plywood that has water damage and the nail penetrates through the plywood, the purpose to hold that plywood or to hold the shingle is the nail, right? But if the nail is nailed onto a plywood that has water damage, a wind of 20 miles, 30 miles an hour will blow those shingles right off. And then they'll call you back and they'll say, hey, Junior, the shingles flew off. And I'm gonna say, you never wanted to replace the damaged plywood. It's always better to do the things right the first time. You'll save money, time, and headaches. So you guys know what mold is, right? But how was there mold inside their attic, right? There wasn't any water damage, right? So one of the ways that mold does occur is through water damage, right? The other way is that the roof is not properly ventilated. There's not enough intake and there's not enough ventilation coming out, whether there's a ridge vent, there's an attic fan, gable vents. there was not proper ventilation in that attic so they can have constant airflow inside that attic. What's the other purpose to have proper ventilation? I call it the letter V, right? V, ventilation. Why? Because you want your shingles to last 30 years. You don't want your shingles to last 18 years. Why do shingles last 18 years versus 30 years? Because of not having proper ventilation. So now those shingles are cooking from the inside out. And now they're dry, they're brittle, they're breaking, they're cracking, nails are being forced out because all that hot air is built up inside the attic area and pushing out all the nails up. So what we did for our client is that they had an attic fan, but it was never working. They didn't have a ridge vent, so we're gonna add a ridge vent. And also, we're making sure that that gable vent is opened from the inside out so that it can have proper ventilation as a crosswind. So guys, so this basically is a 12 square roof. We're replacing all the plywood, installing all the brand new shingles. Basically, this is a one-day job. We can do it. But we're gonna come back later on. We're gonna show you the drone footage of the finished shingles on the roof. Keep watching.